What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Call Me Dino YouTube channel. This is Call Me Dino here, reporting from his tablet, of course, my normal source of recording and stuff. So today I'm gonna be talking about my pitch for a Godzilla cinematic universe. Let's get into it. So the first film in Phase One, yeah, these are going in phases again, is called Godzilla Requiem. So this movie could be or could not be a sequel to -1, and it could take place in the Showa era for all I care. This is this thing is falling over. My stand isn't working correctly, but this could be a prequel to Godzilla -1, maybe even a sequel. I don't know. But honestly, it's gonna be really crappy. But I don't have an ideal plot for this movie. Godzilla is created from nuclear war in Pakistan or Afghanistan and nuclear testing, and that or Vietnam instead of being created from Hiroshima attacks. He gets created and then he's here, and then bada bing bada boom, he goes on a rampage about 50 years later. I don't know when, 20, 2017. Goes on a rampage in 2017, and then he basically kills everything. But in the end, a young Dr. Sarazawa, basically, so he can see him throughout all these movies, talks to him spiritually and says, "You don't have to do this." But Godzilla ends up still destroying the city, even though he told him, "You don't have to do this." Godzilla knows that this is how he's gonna and save the world, or I don't know, really do anything. He has to destroy things. And we'll learn that in sequels. So let's get on to the next film. So the next movie in this universe is Rodan the Unkilled. Fun fact, so this takes place 2 years after Godzilla was created. So in 1969, Rodan is released. He was born as a pterodactyl egg that got frozen up when the first ice age happened, freezing him, and then about 65 billion years later, they crack him open, and then bada bing, bada boom, he wakes up, and suddenly, since they feed him like gallons upon gallons of radiation, or he absorbs gallons of radiation from Nam or something, he becomes larger and grows to a larger size. And this is where we meet Ren Sarazawa, the ancestor or grandfather of the actual Dr. Sarazawa in this universe, or Mr. Sarazawa. Ren Sarazawa is a bad person. He does not care, or she does not care for the world. She is like, "We will destroy the universe or kill these monsters." She tries to do that with Godzilla in the first movie. She doesn't die, but it's close off to being killed. But Rodan is a different story. She is like, "We have to keep this thing alive, freeze it, awaken it in the near future." And then, kind of, Godzilla, or not really Godzilla, Rodan breaks out, and when they freeze him, he breaks out. He gets ready to, tussle, and and the fun fact is, he fights a creature in this, another one of his kind, or the fleet, as I like to call them. He fights a literal fleet of smaller Rodans that are able to form up into a single big Rodan. And guess what happens? They kill Rodan. They literally kill him, take him out. They tear apart his. They bite him, and then he drops into the ocean. And in the post-credit scene, it's revealed he isn't dead yet. He's coming back. Let's get into the next movie. Alright, so the next movie in this universe is Godzilla 2, The Unknown World. So Godzilla is out on his normal rampages until he's in California or the sixth place in 2018 or 2019. He walks into the ocean. He swims until a very large, like, kind of wormhole, like, sucks him in. He's like, what the crap is happening? Where am I? And then, like, this is a place. It is the forbidden world, or the unknown world. As it's called, it is called Promethea, or, I don't know, the place that, I hate to say it, Megalon is from. Megalon comes from this city, or Forbidden City, and Godzilla has to fight him. You'd probably think, oh, these guys would team up to kill society. No, Godzilla has a kind of change of heart, but he's only doing this because he is his prey, or he's getting in his way. Godzilla fights Megalon in the Forbidden City, or Forbidden World, but, like, somehow Megalon beats Godzilla because Godzilla isn't charged up enough. So Godzilla swims deeper into the ocean, and then he hibernates for a little while, or 2 months. And also, Dr. Serizawa, or Mr. Serizawa, uh, Mike Serizawa, or Yuji Serizawa, uh, is now like 14, and he's able to help G-Force kind of like say, oh, Godzilla needs to do this to defeat Megalon. And then Godzilla comes back out of the ocean in his, like, traditional form. Like, he has, like, kind of red glowing dorsal plates, but this isn't permanent. He, like, absorbed Promethea energy, and he's, like, ready to release it all out. He brings Megalon up to the city, or up into New Zealand, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe Nevada. No. Canada, maybe even Canada, Toronto, baby. Godzilla tries defeating him, but Megalon is just too strong. Godzilla has to do something, and it fast. He charges up the most powerful beam he's ever spat out as his eyes start to glow red and his mouth starts to emit red energy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Godzilla blasts his fire breath, or atomic fire breath, or atomic Promethea breath, or Promethea breath, which is all of the energy from Promethea absorbing Megalon's energy, nearly killing Megalon, and he's still on his legs. Godzilla charges up another one, and this time it's even more dangerous. It blows up Megalon. Megalon is burning. He's almost dead. Godzilla charges up the most powerful heat ray he's ever performed. His whole body starts to glow. His body is emitting red energy from all over as he gets ready to Godzilla ends up frying Toronto. Nah, he ends up destroying most of Toronto, killing Megalon. Godzilla's nearly burnt out of energy. He falls onto the ground, nearly dead. Jake comes up to him, touches his face, and says, it'll all be okay in the end. As in a post-credit scene, Rodan comes out from the ocean after a long 50-year wait. He flies towards the camera. End movie. So let's go on to the next movie. Alright, so the next movie in this is the climax of Phase 1, also known as Godzilla, or Rodan versus Godzilla. So let's get into what this movie is about. This is going to be a longer segment. This might be even an 8-minute segment. So I'd say 4 minutes are based on Rodan, and 4 minutes, maybe even a 12-minute section. So let's get into this. Alright, so after Rodan was killed, he was able to, like, the energy from Promethea was able to, like kind of take into him or get pushed, or he absorbed it. And now he is in his most powerful form, or he was resurrected from this energy. Now he's able to get back on his feet, but he decided that he's not going to get up for a long time. A long, long, long time. He's just resting there for a very, very long time. And he thinks it's not a good idea to stay there for another 50 years after staying there for 50 years. He decides that he's not going to do that. Guys, if you hear that throwing noise, it's just my sister trying to do basketball with her makeups. Don't do it again. Alright. So basically, Rodian was brought back to life after absorbing Promethean energy, and he decided to hibernate for a long time. Well, he thought it would be a little nap. He woke up 50 years later, and the people that tried killing him are dead now. He decides that this is finally the time for him to come back. He glides out of the ocean and sets his eyes on Tokyo. Godzilla, after the fight with Megalon, is still hibernating in the ocean. It's 2021, or about 2021. He's been hibernating for a little long time. I don't think he should be resting for that long, but after that attack and absorbing all that energy, the big G has to rest for a little while. I'm not reading a script. I'm just coming off with this out of my head. So he decides, he's like, I gotta do something. And then he feels there's danger in Tokyo. He rises up, still with his Promethea energy in him. As I want to say this, his energy, you see how he looks in this video thumbnail. He's gonna still be in the gray form with kind of red lines on his dorsal plates. He sees Rodan terrorizing Tokyo. He realizes he's not the only Titan left, or Kaiju left. He gets ready to atomic breath until Rodan flies at him. They fall into the ocean. Godzilla atomic breaths multiple times as little bullets until Rodan gets ready to take his final Promethea energy and end up making the most powerful moves ever, sacrificing himself. Well, he doesn't, but then Godzilla atomic breaths everywhere, destroying some of the land in Tokyo and nearly killing Rodan. Rodan's leg is burnt off. Godzilla doesn't know what to do until Rodan flies off. Godzilla doesn't know what to do. He's very burnt out. It's either he saves Tokyo or he dies. He's gonna go to Tokyo. He's gonna save Tokyo, but it has to wait. Mr. Serizawa, who is about 16 now, goes over to Tokyo and investigates this. And he's able to investigate underwater and see Godzilla resting. Godzilla has his own little chamber that he likes to rest in until the energy emits again. Rodan is back. Godzilla hibernates a little longer and then he comes back out, fully red. He's ready to kill him. Godzilla rushes towards Tokyo. Rodan is ready for him too. He sprinkles fire particles all over Godzilla, burning him. Godzilla atomic breaths and burns off Rodan's legs. Rodan jumps on the back of Godzilla. Godzilla gets ready to shoot out atomic breath or atomic spike breath. He tries, but Rodan then jumps onto his head and pulls him into the ocean. Godzilla falls into the ocean. Rodan tries biting him until Godzilla burns his head. Dr. Serizawa grabs the oxygen destroyer and says, it's time I do this. He jumps down deep into the ocean and drops the oxygen bomb, nearly killing him and Godzilla. Godzilla notices it and atomic breaths it. Godzilla is able to nearly say a word. He says, goodbye. and then the oxygen destroyer blows up him and Rodan as Godzilla makes a terrifying roar as he gets absorbed by the energy, turning him into bone. Post-credit scene time. Godzilla, or the skull of Godzilla, rests until some Godzilla bits left over start to turn into his head or start to make a dorsal plate or something. Post-credit scene 2. Rodan, or Rodan's body is found until the fleet turns into his body, creating him again. Post-credit scene 3. A moth larvae rests. A moth larvae rests in a compartment of a city as it starts to grow and grow as it releases a roar. The end. So I hope you guys liked that video, and I think I'll see you guys next time. Peace.